In this video, for our MTA 98365 exam, I'm going to be looking at RD Gateway and VPN, both at the same time. So this is Remote Desktop Gateway and VPN. The reason I'm going to look at them in the same single video is because they're installed in the same place at the same time. So let's first of all talk about what they are, and then we'll take a look at where we install them. So Remote Desktop Gateway, well, let's think about, remember when we looked back up here at Remote Desktop Services, we said that if I want people in my network to be able to log on to a centralized desktop, which I keep on my server, I can certainly do that with Remote Desktop Services. But what if they're not in my network? What if they're at home? Well, the first thing you might think of is VPN, right? But a VPN is primarily designed to log into a network if you just want network access in general. So you want to be able to get to all the different things on a network. RD Gateway is a way to get to that remote desktop services across an internet connection. So we'll be looking at RD Gateway. Now a VPN, as I said, gets you a network access in general to a network. Now there is another important aspect to these two that makes RD Gateway in a way a lot better than VPN, and that is that it is considered an always-on connection. With a VPN, I'm sitting at home with my computer and I'm working away, and all of a sudden I need something on the network. I would VPN in and get whatever it is to do whatever it is I need to do on the network, and then I would break the VPN connection. Whereas RD Gateway is prompted by the computer itself. Whenever I fire that computer up and log in, it sets itself up on my network with that remote desktop, and it's an always-on connection. VPN tends to be on a fully blown computer, whereas an RD Gateway, because it's an always-on connection, can be on a thin client. So it can just be a keyboard, a mouse, and a monitor, or a keyboard and a mouse and a monitor and a lightweight machine like a tablet or a small laptop, for example. And so this always-on connection gives you a lot more latitude about the kind of software that you're using. So let's take a look at where you would install these. Both of these are role services, and if you remember from a previous discussion what those are, if you don't, then we'll review that here. I'm going to go to Add Roles and Features and go ahead and click Next on the Before You Begin. I can skip this page, by the way, with this little check box here, skip this page by default. I'll click Next, and this is a role-based or feature-based installation. That's okay. This is DC1, it's the only server that I've got running here. And here are my server roles. So this is a role service of remote access. So when I click remote access, you should see it pop up down here. Remote access. And sure enough, there's the role services, so we'll get down to that in a moment. I'll click Next, and we'll get down to the features, and then I'll click Next, and we'll begin to look at the remote access role services, and here's the description, and then when I click Next, here are the options. And you'll see here now I've got direct access and VPN. So these are the two things, and when I click that, I have both of them. So this is all one piece, and that's why I'm doing them in one video. You also may want to notice that it's going to install the web server, IIS. It's going to install several other tools here, remote access management tools and so forth. So it is going to install several things here that are needed in order to pull this off. RAS, which is needed, of course, for any kind of VPN. So I would click Add Features, and I would continue that installation. Now, of course, the rest of the installation on this we don't really need for our MTA study, but we should be aware of what these two things do. The VPN and the RD gateway.